Hello, welcome back to Kirk Kooks. So on Wednesday we did a TMNT Pizza Wednesday Christmas special. Today we're going to do what is going to be in the new year, when we get things up and running properly again, our new Friday series, which is going to be Bob's Burgers. I'm going to be taking burgers from Bob's Burgers, sort of like we do with the Turtles, and recreating them. Probably not going to be as disgusting as the Turtles pizzas, because to be fair, some of his burgers sound quite good. We're going to be doing it just like Bob. We've got some beef here, I've got some big chunks of rump. We're going to be chopping this up, putting it through the grinder, so we're going to be making our own patties and everything with this, just like Bob does. So this is the Christmas one. This one is from season 11, episode 10, Yachty or Nice, which was a Christmas episode from season 11. And on this one, Bob makes these burgers for the Yacht Club event that they're doing, which is a Christmas parade. And the burger is called I'm Brie-ing of a White Crispness, which is basically a burger, although he does sliders, but we're doing burgers, with Brie cheese, Brie-ing, and White Crispness, which is white crispy onions. So we're going to be chopping up some onions, putting them in a little bit of egg and flour, and frying them up to make some nice crispy onion straws. And that's about it really, obviously, but you know, we're going to be making our own patties and everything. There is some that have a bit more going on with them. I've looked through a few of them. There's a cookbook as well, which maybe we'll take a look at some point. But yeah, the burgers of Bob's Burgers is going to be our new Friday show in the new year, when we get back on track with everything. So I guess we should probably make a start. I'm just going to take one of these pieces of beef. I'm going to chop this up into squares or cubes. Get this all cubed up. And then I guess we do this. Now, I haven't actually tried this thing yet, so this could all go very wrong and not work, but we'll see what happens. It makes a lovely noise, look. Oh my gosh. We've got something going on. There we go, that's got it. Oh, look at that. Just like Bob does it. Look at that. Proper, fresh minced beef. Maybe some good quality beef. So we're going to need some more beef in this. I'm just going to chop this up a bit. Get this into some cubes. There is some bits of fat in this as well, but if you watch Sam the Cooking Guy, fat means flavour, especially when it comes to burgers. So we'll just put some more of these cubes of beef into the mincer. Get some more ground beef. Tell you what, it's a bit of a little workout using this. Jeez. It is an old thing. I mean, I wanted a proper retro one, so I bought an old one. And it does the job though. We're nearly there, get the last of it in. Get this done. I'm making quite a few burgers today. So in the new year, when we start the new Bob's Burgers series, I'll see if I can give this thing a bit of an oil on the handle so it stops making that noise. Yeah. Little trick, look, if ever you use one of these, when you've at the end, put a bit of bread in it, then that'll just make sure any meat that's inside gets pushed out by the bread. See, look, this that wasn't coming out now, look, will start coming through in a minute once this bread gets in there. And just keep a watch on it, and once you start seeing the bread coming out, you know you've got all your meat. And there we go. Starting to see the bread coming out there, so that's pretty much all of the beef out. So we can get rid of this for now. Bit of bread got through. So that leaves us with a nice big bowl of some really fresh ground beef. All I'm going to do with this is just put it into a bigger bowl. This one's not quite big enough for it. And that's what I season it with, just some salt and pepper. That's it. That's all I'm doing. In Bob's Burgers, they'll often have burgers which have like specific spices and herbs in the name. So when they've got those, we will season with those as well. But when it hasn't, it's just going to be salt and pepper. Just mix this in, but we don't want to get it all too thick clumped together. We want to keep this quite loose, so we'll just loosely mix this salt and pepper throughout. So I've got some scales. I'm going to make about £1/4 pound of burgers with these, so that's what I'm weigh out, about £1/4 pound. So I'm just going to roughly turn this into a pate. Again, we don't want to overweight this, we want to keep it quite loose, don't want it to get really packed together. So I just want something like that. So I'm making quite a few burgers today, so I'm going to do a few more quickly.
I can't wait to try out my I'm Brie-ing of a White Crispness sliders with brie and crispy onions. It's kind of complicated. So
that's the burgers, and like I say, I've done 8 1/4 pounds here with a lot of beef there. So I'm just going to move this aside. And then next we want to get the White Crispness, which is crispy white onion. Just peel the onion quickly. So with the onion, to make it crispy, we're going to make some straws. So what I'm going to do is just chop these up like this in the strips. Don't want to be fine. Just like this. And we want to separate these out. Sort of like half onion rings really, if it's like making homemade onion rings, but smaller, I guess. So then we need some egg. Just got an egg, crack that in a bowl, just quickly whisk that up. Just pop the egg in there. Just mix it about, try and get it all covered. Let's just use your hands. It's going to get messy anyway, innit? So let's just do that. Get this it's all wet. Then we've got some flour, just pour all that into the flour. And then just get it covered. So then when we fry these up, they'll go nice and crispy. Try and separate them a bit, don't want it all to stick together. This should be good. So that's the onion ready. The only thing we haven't got ready yet is the cheese. I've got a block of brie here, but there's not really much to do with this. We just need to melt this on top of the burgers. So I sort of get it opened and ready. Oh, that's strong. So that's it. We've got everything ready now to cook these burgers. So I've got a fryer for the onions. Got a cast iron portable griddle for the burgers. Now I've got my griddle that stays in place, which is a flat one, which I'm going to use for toasting the buns. So I'm going to get all this fired up, get it all warmed up. So we'll let all this heat up and then we'll do some cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is get the onions, get them going. We've got a bit of flour still each, but it's fine. We'll deal with that later. Onto the griddle. So I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'll come back shortly when these are ready to be flipped. There we go, look, they're ready to be flipped. Cooking nicely then. Okay, so now we're going to get some brie on top of these. Start getting that warming up and melting. And what we're going to do is when these are finished is we're just going to pop them under the grill just for about a minute just to make sure this cheese really melts through. Start getting some buns toasted. Say these onions are nearly there. Do those a little bit longer. Okay, so there's our finished brie burgers. So I just pop those under the grill for a little while just to get that cheese really nice and melted, which I think it's done a pretty good job of that. Here are crispy white onions. Again, pretty pleased with these. Should be nice and crispy. Some are a bit crispier than others. They're good. And just our lightly toasted buns. So on the bottom we'll just put a little leaf of lettuce. Pop our brie burger on top of the lettuce. Then a handful of our crispy onions. And there you go. So there we have it. I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with how these look. I've just served everyone else's up. See what they all think of them. These are my two bad boys. I don't think it's going to be a great deal to see you if we cut this in half, but we'll do it anyway. Burger could have probably been underdone a little bit. Could have done with a bit less time, but I had 8 on the go. I should have just done them a few at a time. It's got a little bit of pink to it, just not a lot. Let's give this a try then. That's the first time I've ever ground my own beef and made my own burgers from it, and you can taste the difference. Just tastes so meaty, and it's just, oh, so much better than any bit. And like, I'd usually buy ready ground beef and make my own burgers. I do that most of the time anyway now, but this is like a whole different level. Wow. You get that really nice crunch as well from these onions, and it just has a nice creaminess from the brie on the top. So I think I'm going to enjoy this series, unlike the turtles one, which a lot of the time isn't great. Burgers, not a lot you can go wrong with them, and Bob doesn't seem to put many horrible things in them. There's some interesting ones, some interesting looking ones. This is the Molester burger, which comes with candy.
Hello, welcome to Bob's Burgers. The burger of the day is the child molester. It comes with candy.
I think we'll skip that one.
Get it?
Yes.
No.
Because sometimes they use
this is
candy
good.
to lure their victims.
So, this is going to be our new Friday series when we come back in the new year. Give it a few more weeks and we'll get back to regular videos again. I'm just still taking a little bit of a break over Christmas and that. I've been on a diet trying to cut down a bit because eating all those pizzas for the last year has maybe put a few pounds on, so I want to shed some of that before Christmas, and I'll probably put it all back on again. But yeah, we'll be back in the new year, probably like 3 or 4 weeks time. We'll be back with weekly episodes from the Turtles pizzas, and then this on a Friday for the foreseeable future. Then eventually we'll come up with something else and we'll go with that. But I thought Bob's Burgers, it sort of works quite well with the theme of the channel. It's a cartoon that has a lot of food in it. We can do a weekly episode of it, so I thought it'd be a good thing to give a go. It's also one of my favourite shows to watch at the minute as well. I literally binged every episode in about the last 2 months. So yeah, we'll be back in the new year. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll catch you in the new year. Oh my God.